Well, for more on the conclusion of Special Counsel Robert Mueller's investigation, we can cross now to Washington to speak with Marco Vicenzino, international affairs commentator and also director of Global Strategy Project. Thank you very much for speaking to us here on France 24. Now, US President Donald Trump is hailing this report as a victory. He says it completely exonerates him of any wrongdoing. Is it really as simple as that?
I would say you have to distinguish political and the legal. In terms of the political, this is definitely a triumphant day for him. He'll claim victory. He'll extract the maximum possible leverage from this leading up to the 2020 campaign and beyond. However, on the legal side, there's obviously no collusion was established, but there's the issue, once again, obstruction of justice. So this process will linger on. Already the Democrats, specifically Jerry Nadler, the head of the House Judiciary Committee, made it clear that the investigations will go on. In a democratically controlled House, you have at least three committees that will be pursuing this investigation. You have the Southern District, the federal prosecutor in the Southern District in New York is investigating right now. And then also you have the Attorney General of New York State. So there's multiple investigations going on even beyond. And a lot of the evidence that Mueller came across during the investigation, he gave it to the Southern District of New York, the Attorney General of New York, and to the committees. So this process will linger on for quite some time. Where it will exactly lead to, no one knows. The investigation by Mueller was 22 months. It's likely that the other investigations of the House committees and the other ones by the Southern District of Manhattan and the Attorney General of New York may possibly continue beyond 2020. So throughout the election, you'll see, as we're gearing up towards the 2020 presidential elections, this will continue, and this will be a factor. But the president will constantly be claiming the issue of no collusion. So that will give him a lot of leverage politically.
Now, what we've seen so far is only a summary of Robert Mueller's findings. Many Democrats, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi among them, are calling for the whole report to be made public. What are the chances of that actually happening?
That's an entire legal process, and it's been clear. That's one of the key points is that they're going to want, and they're willing to. And Nadler made it clear he will take this to the U.S. Supreme Court, and obviously you have a divided court, 5-4. So you'll see this continuing. When I say the process will linger on, it's going to be lingering on in many fronts. And I would say one of the immediate fronts will be this whole process of whether to release the report. That's going to be the immediate battle taking place in the coming days and weeks. And like I said, Nadler said he will be willing to take this up to the Supreme Court. Also, you'll probably see in coming days is the Attorney General, William Barr, will be called before the House, the Democratic-controlled House committees. So he'll have to be answering questions. This is, what I said, a long process. This is far from over. But President Trump today can claim victory. The fact that the bottom line is that there was no collusion.
And why is it exactly, do you think, that Democrats are so keen to get the entirety of that report in the public sphere?
Well, a legal argument will be made on their sides that everything needs to be known, but obviously it's also politically charged. The animosity between President Trump and the Democratic Party, it's animosity at the highest level. So there's definitely a political dimension here. So on the one side, the Democrats will be saying we need to find out this. Everything needs to be transparent in the entire process to be transparent. On the other side, obviously, the president's supporters will be saying that the witch hunt is continuing, that the bottom line, that there was no collusion. So it'll be playing out not just on the legal front, but on the political front. And this, like I said, will be on the front lines. When you're looking at the 2020 presidential campaign, obviously on the Democratic side, you have over 20 candidates competing. They may even be up to 30 when the primaries begin. And the issue is that the one thing that will unite them is definitely this issue. And so whoever their candidate winds up being, when you have the presidential debates starting in the autumn of October 2020, this will be an issue that will be on the front lines, front and center. This issue is far from over, and it will continue to drag on.
Okay, Marco Vicenzino, international affairs commentator and director of Global Strategy Project. Thank you very much for that insight.